Hi, my name's John Bosworth. I'm a licensed mental health counselor in St. Pete, Florida. I'd like to talk about how to overcome fear. It's kind of a loaded question because I'd like to break it down into a couple areas. Our brain literally has been wired to feel fear. So a lot of times when people come to me and say, I want to reduce my fear, I say, well, do you really want to reduce your fear or do you want to reduce your anxiety? The difference is fear is a natural kind of evolved response in the human brain to a real threat. So we're going to try to break it down so you can get a better idea of maybe how to help yourself. Fear would be, let's say you're walking across the street, okay? You're hanging out with a friend and you walk across the street, or you're walking down a garden path and all of a sudden you see a long slithering object and you automatically think, snake, I better jump out of the way. That's fear, okay? Now, when you look further and you realize you get closer to it, that it's a rope, okay? You see that it's a rope on the sidewalk, your brain and your limbic system and your parasympathetic nervous system kick in and it reduces that fear. I think what most people mean by reducing or overcoming fear is how to overcome anxiety. Now, anxiety is a different ballgame. Anxiety might be, we'll use the same example, walking down the street or down the sidewalk, you see a coiled up object and you think it's a snake, or you thought it was a snake at first. Now you're on guard for everything that similarly looks like a snake. And it may be, laying on the side of the road, you're walking this way and you see it and you jump this way. But really what you're doing is your mind now is tricking your brain into thinking that that is a snake when it's really not. So when you get all the information and you get the data and the proof, you realize that's just a rope and it's not a snake. So anxiety is more our mind doing what I call a what if. We're projecting ourselves into the future. What if that is a snake, or what if that is going to harm me, okay? So there are some evolutionary components to that, but we want to make sure that the anxiety response or the fear response doesn't interfere with major life areas, work, relationships, things like that. So how to overcome that is to become aware of some of your what if thinking and some of your awfulizing, which is basically predicting that a catastrophe would happen if that was a snake on the sidewalk, or that you might get bitten. So how to overcome fear or anxiety is usually a simple manner of kind of tuning in, checking in with yourself, going upstairs, so to speak, and thinking about what you're thinking about, okay? And with anxiety, it's usually some form of future projection with a lot of awfulizing or catastrophizing attached to it. So if you become aware of that and challenge that, you can help yourself overcome a lot of anxiety or fear. My name's John Bosworth, and we're talking about how to overcome fear.